My name's Dr. Duncan Light, and I'm the leader for master's degrees in hospitality and tourism at Bournemouth University. Welcome to my presentation, and I'm going to tell you something about the degrees we offer here. So what I'm going to talk about today is four things. Firstly, I'm going to ask the question, why study a master's degree in tourism or hospitality? I'm going to tell you about our master's degrees at Bournemouth University in tourism and hospitality. I'm going to tell you a bit about Bournemouth University and why you might like to study here. And I'm going to tell you a bit about Bournemouth and why you might want to study in Bournemouth. So the first question is, why study a master's degree in hospitality or tourism? Well, it's simple. Tourism and hospitality are the world's largest industry. So don't let anybody ever tell you that tourism is something trivial or insignificant. It is a huge global industry. It contributes about $8.9 trillion to the global economy every year. That's a massive sum. It accounts for about 10% of all jobs. That's 330 million jobs around the world. And there are forecasts of, by 2022, 73 million new jobs created in tourism worldwide. And tourism as an industry currently accounts for around 10.3% of global GDP. So it is something highly significant. And when we're talking about hospitality, it's worth noting that there are over 700,000 hotels worldwide. And this is an industry, hotels alone, that's worth $570 billion each year. Hotels employ around 173 million people around the world. And something like 250 hotels open every month around the world. Okay, that's probably slowed down a bit at the moment, but nevertheless, the hotel industry is booming and new hotels are opening everywhere throughout the world at the moment, but particularly in Asia. And this is quite a well-known graph. This is the United Nations World Tourism Organization forecasts for tourism towards 2030. And there's this well-known forecast that by 2030, there will be 1.8 billion international arrivals, making tourism a huge industry. Now, in fact, the latest figures are that we'll probably reach this 1.8 billion earlier than 2030. And although there's going to be a dip in 2020 because of various global issues, nevertheless, the tourism industry is forecast to keep on growing. So when it comes to Bournemouth University, what can you study here? Well, we offer 4 master's degrees in hospitality and tourism. The first one is International Hospitality and Tourism Management. Then we offer a master's in Tourism Management. We offer a master's in Tourism Marketing Management. And we offer a master's in Hotel and Foodservice Management. And so we have something for everybody. So pick the degree that is most interesting to you. But one of the key points about our degrees, our master's degrees, is that these are conversion courses. And what we mean by this is that they are ideal for people who haven't studied tourism or hospitality at their bachelor's or undergraduate level, but who want to study it at master's level. So it's for people who want to do a different subject at master's level from what their bachelor's level study was about. And this is often for people who decided they want to change careers. So our master's degrees are deliberately designed for people who haven't studied these subjects previously. So if you've done an undergraduate, a bachelor's degree in tourism management, well, you probably wouldn't want to come and study a master's degree at Bournemouth University in tourism management. You might want to do one in another subject instead. But if you've never studied tourism management and want to know more about it and want to do a master's in it, well, our master's degrees are designed for people like you. So let's have a look at our first master's, MSc International Hospitality and Tourism Management. And this is our most popular master's degree. It gets something like 60 applications every September and another 40 every January. So it's popular. Lots of students like to come and study it. And we think of this as an ideal introduction to hospitality and tourism if you haven't studied them previously. And in particular, it's good for getting a thorough knowledge and understanding in hospitality and tourism. So you will study both subjects as part of your degree. And it prepares you for a number of roles and jobs in hotels and hospitality and also in tourism. And the course is designed to include plenty of practical experience, including industry visits and guest speakers from industry and so on. So the course is designed to tell you about how the industry works at the moment. So this is the structure of MSc International Hospitality and Tourism Management. You'll do 5 core units, 3 in one semester and the rest in the other semester. The first one is called Hospitality Operations Management, and this is an introduction to the key principles and practice of management within a hospitality context. The second core unit is called Innovations in Hospitality, and this looks at many of the new developments and things that are going to shape the future of hospitality in coming years. There's a unit called the Tourism and Hospitality Industries, and this is a basic introduction to how these industries work and what are the key components of them. And there's also a unit called Destinations, Contexts for Tourism and Hospitality. And this is all about tourism and hospitality places and how they can most effectively be managed for visitors. And then the final core unit is called Business Strategy and Finance. And this is an introduction to key aspects of business strategy, business management, business finance, and so on. And then in addition to your 5 core units, you will do 1 optional unit, and that's the list of options that are currently available to you. So they cover quite a wide range of topics. Now, after you've done 6 core units, then you can do a placement. This is optional and it lasts for 30 weeks. I'll tell you a bit more about that later on. And then after you've finished a placement, if you choose to do it, then you would do a dissertation, which is a piece of research on any topic, any aspect of hospitality or tourism that interests you. A master's in international hospitality and tourism management can lead you into many careers. Our graduates are employed by key industries and enterprises around the globe, including hotel chains like Hilton and Marriott. And a number of our graduates work in related industries such as finance, banking, marketing, sports, retail, and so on. But this degree will prepare you to undertake specific roles such as hotel operations management, customer service management within hotels and restaurants, food and beverage management, social media marketing, human resource management, or it will also prepare you to open your own business. Now, our second degree is MSc Tourism Management. This is the one I teach on. And this is focused particularly on the management of tourism places, attractions and destinations, so the places that tourists go to visit. And the emphasis is on understanding and managing the impacts of tourism, both on local people and on the places and environments that they go to visit. Our course includes plenty of visits to local visitor attractions, and our students work with local attractions, particularly a local museum, to develop resources for them. But the course also includes input from industry experts and guest speakers from local attractions and so on. So again, it's practically orientated and orientated towards giving you usable skills that you can apply in whatever situation you end up working in. So the course structure of MSc Tourism Management is again 5 core units. The first one is called Managing Visitor Attractions, and this is specifically about issues of managing places like museums, theme parks, zoos, heritage sites, and so on. And there's a big emphasis on how these places are presented and interpreted for their visitors. Then there's a unit on tourism planning and development, and this is all about how tourism can be effectively planned to bring about development but without damaging the environment, without harming local people. Then once again, there's a unit called the Tourism and Hospitality Industries, which is an introduction to these industries and the key sectors within them. And there's a unit called Destinations, Context for Tourism and Hospitality, and this is about how tourism places are affected by tourism and how they can be managed. And then like our other degrees, there's a unit called Business Strategy and Finance. And then in addition to the 5 core units, there's 1 optional unit from this list, and you can pick whichever one you're most interested in. Then all our students have the opportunity to do a placement for 30 weeks. Now this is optional, so you don't have to do it. If you do the placement, it means your degree lasts for 2 years. And then after you've done a placement, you can choose to do a dissertation. And a master's in tourism management will lead you to careers like tourism operators, We have plenty of our graduates who work in government tourism ministries around the world, or in hotel chains, or they work in attractions such as museums around the world. And then, once again, some of our graduates work in related industries such as hospitality, banking, sales, marketing, and so on. But this Masters will prepare you to undertake specific roles, such as working in visitor attraction management to provide a quality experience for visitors. It will equip you to work in local or national government tourism planning in order to effectively manage and plan and develop policies for tourism. It will equip you to work in tourism development agencies or to work in museums or heritage sites as an interpretation officer, or a number of our graduates go on to do a doctorate, a PhD. Our third Masters is Msc Tourism Marketing Management, and this is all about the management of tourism marketing. So it's a cutting-edge degree taught by expert staff that focuses on marketing in a tourism context with a particular emphasis on smart and digital environments. It blends both professional practice with inputs from people that are doing marketing, and it combines that with the latest academic research. And it's all based on real-life examples which are supported by the contemporary theories of marketing and tourism marketing management. And it has a global focus and cutting-edge engagement, and it is partly taught by Professor Dimitris Bouhalis, who is an international expert on tourism marketing. So it's very, very much up to date. The learning environment is all student-centered. It all takes place in small groups, and students are encouraged to share their views and perspectives. There's an emphasis on achievement, but also in preparing you for jobs, for future employability. And there's also opportunities to network with global industry through events and seminars that are held at Bournemouth University and other places locally. So the course structure of MSc Tourism Marketing Management is, again, there are 5 core units. Tourism Marketing Innovation looks at the most recent innovations in tourism marketing. And then there's a key unit called E-Tourism and Digital Marketing, taught by Professor Dimitris Bouhalis, which is all about how marketing takes place in a virtual environment online. Then again, there's a unit which introduces you to the tourism and hospitality industries, and another one which introduces you to the destinations and places which tourists go to, and there's a unit in business strategy and finance. And then in addition to those 5 core units, you would do one optional unit from this list. As before, you can pick whichever one interests you the most. Then, once again, you have the option to do a placement work experience for 30 weeks. It's not compulsory. You can choose not to do it. But whatever happens, whether you do the placement or not, after that, you would do a dissertation, which is a piece of research on any aspect of tourism marketing which interests you. And some of the career opportunities associated with this. Our graduates are employed throughout the globe in a range of tourism and hospitality organisations, including the United Nations World Tourism Organisation, destination management and marketing organisations, government agencies, airlines, hotels, travel agencies, and tour operators. And some of our graduates work in some of the international organisations such as Google, various social media companies, and TripAdvisor. And this is a degree that will prepare you for jobs such as strategic and operational marketing within attractions, hotels, destinations, and so on. Digital and social marketing. And again, this is Professor Dimitris Bouhalis, who is the expert on digital marketing. It will prepare you to work in destination management and destination promotion, for example, for destination marketing organisations, or it will prepare you to open your own business in tourism marketing. And then our final master's degree is MSc Hotel and Foodservice Management. And this is very much a combination of academic content, but that has a practical application that is orientated around professional skills and professional employment. The learning environment is student-centered. Everything takes place in small groups, and all our students are encouraged to discuss and debate and share their ideas. And once again, there's an emphasis on achievement, but also employability. And this degree in particular aims to give you real business experience with practical innovation. So, for example, this degree involves preparing new dishes and then presenting them to industry experts and getting their opinion on them. And it takes place in an active research setting where the people that teach it who are actively researching issues related to contemporary food management. And like all our master's degrees, it has an international perspective, which is helpful because it attracts lots of international students. So the content, once again, there are 5 core units. Food operations management, which is all about the operations of food within hospitality settings. Food production and innovation management is more about developing new food dishes, being innovative within the making of food dishes and ways of getting these to customers. Then there's a unit called Global Food and Drink, which looks at all the issues associated with where our food and drink comes from, but very much taking a global perspective. There's a unit called the Tourism and Hospitality Industries, and once again, there's a unit called Business Strategy and Finance. And then there's one optional unit from this list. And often the one that's most popular is entrepreneurship, because many of the people that choose to do this degree want to go on and start up their own business. Then you have the option to do a placement working in industry somewhere for 30 weeks. And after that, you would do a dissertation on any aspect of food management that interests you. So once again, our graduates are employed around the globe in hospitality companies, including Hilton and Marriott, and some of them work in related industries, banking, marketing, retail, and so on. But this degree will prepare you for roles such as operations management within a food context, like managing a kitchen or a hotel, customer service management within a hospitality setting, human resource management, hotel and restaurant management, obviously, or it will prepare you to open your own business, for example, open your own restaurant. Now, I've mentioned the placement because that's a key feature of all our degrees, and it's something that's very popular with our students. Many of our students specifically come to Bournemouth University because our degrees give the opportunity to do a placement. So all our students have the opportunity for a 30-week paid placement somewhere in the tourism and hospitality sector. It can be in the UK or it can be anywhere in the world. A lot of our students work in hotels or attractions, all sorts of diverse environments. Now, what is important to know is that the university doesn't just give you a placement. It will tell you what opportunities there are available and it will help you apply for your placement, but you actually have to do the hard work of researching your placement and putting together a CV and applying for it and preparing yourself for interviews and so on. Now, all of this is perfectly straightforward and we give you plenty of support every step on the way. But if you are interested in doing a placement, it's important that you're aware that it's not the case that you turn up and there's a placement there for you. You have to research and find out the best placement for you, and then you have to apply for it. But we will support you along every step of that journey. Now, what about Bournemouth University? Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you hadn't. It's a medium-sized university by UK standards with 18,000 students. And 10% of our students are international and they come from more than 130 countries. We are a very internationally focused university, and you can feel that when you're on our campus because there are people from everywhere and you can hear all sorts of different languages as you're walking on our campus. So we're very open and friendly towards international students. It's a university that's investing a lot in new buildings and IT. We're currently in the process of investing 130 million. The campus is constantly expanding. This is our recently opened Fusion building, which is a spectacular piece of modern architecture. And as a university, we are committed to teaching, research, and professional practice. Now, there are some universities in the UK that are just focused on teaching. There are some that are just focused on research and aren't too bothered about the teaching. But Bournemouth University likes to fuse teaching, research, and professional practice. So you get an education that is thoroughly up to date, thoroughly taught by people who want to teach, that is underpinned by the latest research and which is relevant to practitioner situations, is relevant to industry and employment. We have fantastic learning facilities, including a great library where loads of our resources are online, plenty of new buildings, good cafes, a lively students' union, and so on. And we have an excellent employability record. We have a record for getting something like 96% of our bachelor's students who are working after 6 months of graduating. And there is plenty of support from the Careers Service for students to help them get jobs once they've graduated. Now, as a university, Bournemouth University has an excellent reputation for tourism and hospitality, and we're very proud of this. We're ranked 10th in the world for hospitality and tourism management in the Shanghai rankings, and that puts us in second place in the UK. We're also ranked 10th in the world for hospitality and leisure management in the QS World University rankings, and again, we're second in the UK. Bournemouth University is ranked in the top 550 universities in the world by the Times Higher Education. It's ranked in the top 100 universities in the world for the impact of its research, not the amount of it, but the impact of that research. And we're ranked in the top 150 universities in Europe for the quality of our teaching. And we're ranked in the top 150 young universities in the world. In other words, universities that are less than 50 years old. So Bournemouth University is a young, new university, and it's proud of it, but it also has a reputation for excellence. Now, what about Bournemouth? You may or may not have heard of Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a large town on the south coast of England, not that far from London. It's about 1 hour 45 minutes by direct train from London. London is very easy to get to, but then so are lots of other places because Bournemouth has very good connections. Bournemouth is a seaside town. So this is Bournemouth Beach, and it is famous for its 12 kilometres of lovely sandy beaches, and this is Bournemouth Pier. There we go, there's another picture of the beach, and this is very, very popular in summer. Bournemouth is a 19th century town, so it has some fine 19th century architecture. This is the centre of town, but it's also famous for its climate. It's one of the sunniest and the warmest places in the United Kingdom, and so we have palm trees growing here. And it really is a lovely place to live and study in the summer. Bournemouth's also famous for its Air Festival, which takes place every year, which is the largest air festival in the UK, and has all sorts of top acts, such as you can see here, the Red Arrows, who normally perform on 3 or 4 days of the Air Festival. The Air Festival takes place every year in late summer. But in addition to that, Bournemouth is surrounded by some wonderful countryside. So this is Poole Harbour, and Poole is the town that's next to Bournemouth. It's the second largest natural harbour in the world, and it's very, very beautiful. A bit further afield, we have the Jurassic Coast World Heritage Site, and this is Durdle Door Rock Feature, which we try to take our students to visit on an induction field trip. And the whole Jurassic Coast is an area of spectacular seaside geology and geography. In the other direction, we've got the New Forest National Park, which is very close, which is famous for its ponies. And we also have the Dorset area of outstanding natural beauty. Dorset is the local county which Bournemouth is in. And this is Corfe Castle in Dorset, which is about 30 minutes drive from Bournemouth University. And again, we take our students here on field trips. So I'd like you to meet one of our students from Taiwan who studied at Bournemouth University. This is Judy, who did Msc Tourism Management with us a couple of years ago. And this is what she said about her course. And I'll give you a few minutes to read this. Now, if you'd like more information about our degrees at Bournemouth University, these are the people that you need to contact. If you want to know more about MSc International Hospitality and Tourism Management, the person to contact is this. Now, none of us can pronounce his name. He's from Greece, but he calls himself Babis. So the person to contact is Dr. Babis, and that's his email address there. I'll give you time to write it down if you need to. He's the program coordinator. He can tell you more about MSc International Hospitality and Tourism Management. If you'd like more information on MSc Tourism Management, the person to contact is me. So that's Duncan Light. and that's my email address. Feel free to send me an email if you want to know more about this course. Obviously, there's information on our website as well. If you'd like to know more about MSc Tourism Marketing Management, the person to contact is Dr. Daisy Fan. That's Daisy there, and that's her email address, and she'll be able to tell you more about this degree. And if you want to know about MSc Hotel and Food Service Management, the person to contact is Professor Heather Hartwell, and that's her email address there. And of course, there's more information about all our master's degrees on the Bournemouth University website, bournemouth.ac.uk. So I hope that's given you an introduction to our courses. I hope they're of interest to you, and maybe, who knows, we'll see you sometime soon at Bournemouth University. Thanks for watching.